Fantastic matchups tonight. Let's get to some players to watch for today's Super Show Action Week 10 broadcast 256 here on the NBL Network. Let's start off with the Washington Redskins, a Bomber team you're very familiar with, building the franchise. Darius Geis, 532 rushing yards, 5.9 per carry, and 5 touchdowns. Bomber, we all know how tough it is to run the ball in this Madden. They've changed a lot. This isn't last Madden where we had our first 2,000-yard rusher in NBL history. It is a much harder job to get that effective running, and that's why it's so impressive that Geis is still averaging 5.9 on the ground. Should we expect a steady dose of Darius Geis today, or is this going to be more of an air-it-out Washington Redskins team?
Well, let me give you a little insight to the Washington Redskins offensive scheme so far. Originally coming into this season, they were going to split the carries. Geis, Paul Perkins was probably going to be a 55-45 split, 60-40 split due to the injury issues that they had the first two seasons in Madden 19. That's NBL season 33 and NBL season 34. They came into this year thinking that's where they were going to be, OSU. 60-40, 55-45, maybe 65-35, something like that along the way. But Geis has just proven to be that dependable kind of guy. Right now, he's on pace for 180 carries. And for us that have had halfback injuries, that's once you hit that 200 mark, that's a pretty dependable halfback. Right now, Darius Geis is kind of turning his career around here in Madden 19. I expect that trend to continue tonight. Yes, 5.9 yards per carry. You will see Perkins come in spot plays, but Darius Geis is going to be the feature back here for the Washington Redskins, and he's been very successful in NBL season 35.
Comment of the day so far coming from one of the guys in our Super Show tonight. I really hate Mark saying give Battery Boy a break. He had a big day waking up at 1 in the afternoon and eating Chipotle. That's tough. It's probably sleeping that off. On the other side, they're gonna have to deal defensively.
Well, the train hit him last night, so I mean you can't expect him to wake up too early after.
Choo-choo, get off the track. It's hard to see him at night because he's a night train.
There you go.
The New Orleans Saints defense has played fantastic this year, and Natrell Jamerson, a big part of that, playing strong safety. He's got 26 tackles on the year, but the big one, 4 interceptions, 1 defensive touchdown. Bomber, the Saints team lives and dies by the turnover. They're very willing to give up yards, but they're going to look to take the ball away with Jamerson, with all these weapons on the outside. Is this New Orleans Saints possibly the most underrated defense in the NBL?
This is a very aggressive defense. If I was to say the New Orleans Saints have a...
Also, Double A is here. He's here. He has
Double A
survived
roll
his train
call
wreck.
is officially, he's got his hand up. Aquí, that means here in Spanish for those that don't know. Double A's here. Glad to have you join the that means yes. Great job. OSU, little Espanol right now. Where's Draco when you need him? He always comes through. I just say, "Cómo se dice?" and I just say whatever I'm trying to say, and I say in Espanol, and then he tells me, and then I just.
This isn't Telemundo, folks. This is NBL Network.
If you're kind of confused, shout out to Double A joining the
Someone
chat.
hit the SAP button on this thing. What is going on?
The AFC South champion, Double A. I got to say that, man. Champion. It's not division winner anymore. It's
champion.
Here we go. The New Orleans Saints, they have a very similar defense as far as aggression, kind of like the Green Bay Packers have, a very blitz-heavy, I'm going to send the heat throughout the game. I think the key tonight for the Washington Redskins is going to be to understand the pressure's going to come. What you have to do is pick up those rushers, and not get caught into the trap of trying to throw really early and right into the defense. The ball hawkers like to come downfield. They're on their toes. You need to get down the field and get some vertical routes so you can get over top of this defense.
Defense, a very aggressive defense. We'll see if the Washington Redskins can wind and weave their way around a turnover and keep the ball in their offense's hands. On the flip side, a very key NFC South matchup. The Panthers at the top of the division, but the Buccaneers might be the hottest team. Let's look at for the players to watch for that game, starting off with the Carolina Panthers. And who else will we talk about, Bomber, but Luke Kuechly in the season that he is having. 26 tackles. He's forced a fumble. He's had 4 sacks, and he has 5 interceptions. This is just a guy that you have to know where he is on the field. He might be the impact player of the day for the Panthers, and Bomber, a team like the Buccaneers, who have had a little bit of turnover issues early, they've sort of figured them out. How big of a factor is Luke Kuechly going to be today?
Oh, he's going to be a big factor. This is a defense that's only given up 13 points per game. They're 3rd in the NBL. Passing yards, they're 4th in the NBL. Rushing yards, they're 3rd in the NBL. Defensively, this is a team that's centered around their superstar middle linebacker, Luke Kuechly, and he's been phenomenal this year. As you mentioned, all his accolades. More importantly, he's getting sacks, interceptions, and he's getting those coveted tackle for losses. It just seems like he's everywhere on the field, and that's probably because he is the 29-year-old still rocking and rolling right now. I expect him to continue that trend tonight, and I expect The 4-game winning streak of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers tonight to be snapped at home.
Would be very interesting. On the flip side, for the red-hot Tampa Bay Buccaneers, let's talk about Mustafa Masonette. The season he's having at free safety. Another one of these talented young free safeties, Bomber. 7 interceptions and 5 passes deflected. And, Masonette is one of those guys who's really come along in these last couple of games. We saw this tough start to the season this Buccaneers had. 0-4 to start the season. But they've come back to 500. I think the question that I'm wondering what you think, Bomber, is this team for real? Is this team got the train on the right tracks? Sorry, AA, for the PTSD on that one. Does he have the train on the right tracks? Is this Buccaneers team going to be able to challenge to defend their NFC South title?
I don't know. I think they're kind of behind right now. If they are, they have to win. This is a must-win game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. We're talking about the sophomore safety right now who's been balling out for this Tampa Bay Buccaneer team. But yeah, if you go to MaddenBomberLeague.com, you're going to see Jamie's wonderful smile on there. I mean, no teeth showing at all. His mother would be probably a little upset because, she's probably saying, show your teeth, and he's just not willing to do that.
Mom, don't make me show my teeth.
It's just not happening right now. But defensively, this team has been, they've been good as well. I mean, they're doing well in creating turnovers. They're giving up a lot of yards, but they're playing that bend don't break. Remember, this team started 0-4. They're now 4-4. So the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are hot, but I just think it's the Panthers' year. They have a more favorable schedule down the stretch. I'm going with the Carolina Panthers tonight, but if the Bucs want to get back in this division race, they have to win tonight because you got a 2-loss team, a 6-2 Carolina team, a 4-4 Bucs. You go to 4-5. Oh, OSU. That's really banking on a collapse from Carolina, and I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Before we get to the other picks, let's take a look at how our Bleacher Report team, sees these 2 games going. The Saints and the Redskins. It is leaning towards the Redskins. Timbo, AA, and Unisolated, the only ones going the way of the Saints, whereas the other 5 going for the Washington Redskins. On the other side, it is Timbo, Adam, and Draco all going with the Carolina Panthers. The other 5 going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You see at the bottom of their records for the NBL Pick'ems up to this point. We've had 1 week of Pick'ems. Everybody's sitting there at 2-0 except for old Timbo. And let me point out that Timbo this week has gone with both of the teams that not everyone is picking. He's hoping to gain some ground today with his picks. Get to your picks, folks. Put them in the chat. Let us know what you're going to think. I already see some of them coming in. Tout saying Panthers 28-21. Bomber. Let's start out with the game we're going to have on the left side of our screen. The Washington Redskins. You're building the franchise Washington Redskins. Are they going to get a win today against the New Orleans Saints, or are the Saints going to come out on top?
Oh, man, this is going to be a close game. What I like about the Redskins and what I like about the New Orleans Saints, if both teams are on top of their game, I got it going to the New Orleans Saints. But I just see the Saints making crucial turnovers in big-time situations. I hope the Redskins are ready because I'm going with the away team, which I normally don't do, OSU. I normally pick the home team. I'm going with my building the franchise Washington Redskins tonight, even though I think the pressure from the New Orleans Saints might cause some issues offensively for the Washington Redskins. If they can just keep a halfback back there and maybe block guys and give them an opportunity just to wait another second to get down the field with Crowder, I'm going to go with the Redskins tonight, though. I'm going to take the Redskins 28, the New Orleans Saints 24 in a very close game.
Should be a great game. How about, you've sort of hinted at it, but how about that NFC South battle? Do the Panthers come out on top, keep that, what is becoming, if a win tonight, a pretty comfortable lead at the top of the NFC South, or are the Bucs going to stay red hot and get another win and a key one inside the division?
Yeah, I think this is a must-win for the Bucs. They're at home. It's do or die. Porter, it's not really do or die for him, and I think that's what's going to really be the difference in this game. I have the Bucs winning 35-20 over the Carolina Panthers tonight because it's just a must-win for the Bucs. I mean, their back's against the ropes. They're a former division winner from last year, NBL season 34. If they want any hope to stay alive in this division race, they have to win tonight. And this would also hurt their playoff chances as well, because that wild card spot is going to be closing up once you hit 5-6 losses. So I got Tampa winning tonight at home.
Should be 2 fantastic matchups, and we are ready to send it out to the game, folks. Let's get this weekend started off on the right foot. Coming up next, an NBL Super Show featuring 3 NFC South teams in action. On your left side, you'll see the Redskins and the Saints. On your right side, the division-leading Panthers against the defending champ, the Bucs. It's all going down right now, here on NBL Live.
I just want to say, hey, man, this is T.O., the cover athlete of the Madden 19 Hall of Fame edition, and you're watching the gold standard of the franchise mode, the NBL Network. Holla.
Who doesn't love an NBL Live Super Show? 2 games live at one time. You'll see them on your screen right now. On the left side, the Washington Redskins taking on the New Orleans Saints. On the right side, the Panthers from Carolina. They're leading that division, hoping to take that division crown away from the team they're playing tonight, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. 2 fantastic matchups, and we appreciate you guys tuning in here on this Friday night. Happy weekend, folks. I'm OSU, your NBL Network Director. I'm hanging out with the commissioner of the Madden Bomber League. It is Bomber himself. And Bomber, these 3 NFC South teams, all very much in the mix for this division. The Panthers currently on top. With that lead they have right now, are they the favorites, or do you see another team sneaking up on them?
I think Carolina loses this game tonight. That's what we're talking about, the Panthers, right?
Yeah.
I just don't like to really get into forecasting wins for Carolina and Porter. He's a known collapser in the league, but I think he does hang on to this division just because I think that his down the stretch he just doesn't play as many good teams. So nice. I'm thinking nice job there by the quarterback on the left side,
Mr. Allen Ritchie.
Allen Ritchie, the 9th pick in the NBL Season 35 rookie draft. He is a rookie, and he just kind of eludes the blitz, the pressure. Let's just count how many times the New Orleans Saints blitz tonight. They're a very aggressive blitzing team, and you got to pick that up. But I don't like the front run with Carolina, but I do think they're going to win. But me saying that might have just jinxed them.
They're absolutely hosed.
The division, not tonight. I think they lose tonight, but I think they do win the division.
Richardson going in motion on 1st and 10. Richie dropping back to pass once again. Looks over to the left side. Diving plays not made. Crowder's got a lot of room. 10, 5. That aggressive Saints defense. Well, they just gave up a touchdown and 2 plays to the BTF Washington Redskins Bomber. It was one-on-one out on an island. They tried to make a diving play, and Crowder said, "Thank you very much. Give me 6. Redskins up early."
Yeah, that's the downfall of playing the ball in the air right there. Aggressive play ball in the air, sending a lot of heat. 2 for 2 on blitzes. They got burned down the field. That's the backside, just the penalty that you get as being a New Orleans Saints fan. You have to love the aggression that your defense has, but it's becoming predictable at this point. They're sending the heat nearly every play. Once you recognize that you got to get rid of it quick, you can burn the defense.
And on the other side, we saw Blake Bortles make one of the worst reads I have ever seen, Bomber. And I've seen some bad reads on here. He had the drag route open by about 4 steps. Instead, he tries to throw to the curl route with a defender sitting on his hip, and Carolina says, "Thank you very much. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. We appreciate the presents."
Yeah, that was just a bad pass by Blake Bortles on the right side. Let's see if he can kind of figure this out as the game continues to progress.
Play action pass on 1st and 10 for Hanson Spoon and the New Orleans Saints. They complete a pass across the field, picking up a 1st down. Big shout out to NBL Cardinals with the sub. Appreciate everybody hanging out, who has subscribed, who has hit that follow button. We appreciate each and every one of you. Hope you guys are having a great start to your weekend. 1st and 10, great field position for the Carolina Panthers. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers for Cam Newton. Dropping back, looking underneath. He will complete that pass down to the 28-yard line, picking up 5 on the play. And Bomber, that might be the most impressive part about this Carolina Panthers team. They've got so many weapons. We know how good DJ Moore is, but Cam Newton has really become very disciplined, using the underneath to open up the pass over the top.
Yeah, he has, and that's when he's at his best right now. He just seems to have it rocking and rolling, and he's able to just kind of bring the defense in and then take their shots over the top to DJ Moore.
2nd down and 5, play action. Looks like a little PAFK quick, and nobody's open, and Cam Newton's going to get sacked. That's never good when you run that play. It's so early, what a lot of people consider sort of a safety blanket play, and I don't think Cam looked even downfield. He was looking for the wheel route the whole time. He wasn't open, and that spelled bad news for the Carolina Panthers picking up. They have big 3rd and 8 here, trying to take advantage of the early turnover.
Yeah, he had the seam on the tight end too, kind of open. I wouldn't say wide open, but Greg Olsen definitely had a step between the zone coverage. He just couldn't make the throw.
Cam dropping back on 3rd and 8, waiting, looking, only a 3-man rush from the Bucs, and down goes Cam. Noah Spence, 2 sacks in 2 plays, and the Buccaneers, they bail out Blake Bortles for the awful decision-making, and they force Carolina to attempt a field goal from the 33-yard line. This one, a 50-yard attempt. Ball is down, kick is up. It's going to sneak inside that left upright. Boy, that bounced back real hard off the net, but it snuck in there. 3-0 Carolina on top. Bomber, if you're the Panthers, you feeling a little disappointed after the great field position you were handed?
I think they just played a really conservative style approach to their game on that last drive because, this wide open on the left side. Just another crossing route. We've seen it twice now from the New Orleans Saints. They're basically just cross-routing down the field, utilizing, there's a post cross right there, just getting over top of that hard flat. So the defense was flipped, and there was just a big-time hole on the left side of the field right there. The Washington Redskins paying for trying to take the underneath. See, a heavy blitzing team usually means a heavy aggressive team offensively. They're not going to really check it down underneath very much. I wouldn't hard flat much against this team.
Well, we're going to go full screen Washington and New Orleans as the Washington Redskins, they get a stop on first down, backing up to a 2nd and 14. They're up 7-0. A quick two-play score as I look on the other screen, and Mike Evans just caught a 40-yard pass from Blake Bortles. So that's sort of what you get from Bortles. But we're here full screen Saints and Redskins. Hanson Spoon, shotgun on 2nd and 14. Looking underneath, he'll complete it down to the 20-yard line, picking up 5. It's going to bring up a big 3rd down and opportunity for Washington after a couple big plays from the New Orleans Saints bomber to get off the field and force them into a field goal.
Yeah, that was an opportunity
Welcome to the network, baby.
To kind of score and come back for the New Orleans Saints, a defense that was just so aggressive. If you can get them off the field and hold them to 3 here, you got to feel happy. But the right side of the screen, spinning and winning, is Ronald Jones the second. Did you see that play, or did we miss that? Are we live on one screen?
We're full screen, but I got the replay pulled up, and I'm going to show it to him just as soon as a big play from Ronald Jones.
So you get a big-time bomb over the top to Mike Evans, and then Ronald Jones the second doing what he does, superstar halfback for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Field goal is up and good. Let's show you what just happened on the other screen while we were away. Toss play to Ronald Jones. Little spin move. Cuts it back, and there's nobody there. It's going to catch Ronald Jones once he gets into the open field. Touchdown, Bucks, and Bomber. A huge play for Tampa Bay after a turnover on their first drive, able to find the end zone the second time around.
Yeah, this is a must-win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They didn't get it done on the first drive. Carolina got great field position on an interception from Blake Bortles. They get a field goal. Tampa comes right back, big-time strike, 2 big plays. This is a 4-4 Tampa team taking on a 6-2 Carolina team. Tampa won the division last season. They're trying to stay in the hunt right now. This is a must-win for them here in Week 10.
So let's go back to the double box action. Both these games, 7-3 the score. Carolina with the ball down 7-3. As Cam Newton changing up the play on 1st and 10. It's a play action pass, an aggressive blitz. It's a quick throw. Right side, complete down the field, all the way down to the 40-yard line. Nice throw from Cam Newton, finding Devin Funchess. Bomber, we talk about DJ Moore, how good he is, but Devin Funchess, the perfect Robin to DJ Moore's Batman, because we've seen Devin Funchess have some big catches against what's usually the 2nd or 3rd cornerback.
Yeah, on the season, Devin Funchess, that's his 21st catch. He just eclipsed 300 yards and a touchdown. He's a nice little guy they sprinkle in. But really, the main driving force for this offense is obviously DJ Moore. James Gonzalez with 34 catches, 487 yards at tight end. But it's pretty much at wide receiver position. It's pretty much only DJ Moore, and they just sprinkle a little Devin Funchess in.
Dropping back is Allen Ritchie on 1st and 10 on the left side of your screen. Little throw underneath to Jordan Reed. Spins off a tackle. He'll go out of bounds at the 47-yard line, picking up 9 on the play. Washington now facing a second one on your right side. It's Cam Newton in the shotgun at the 42-yard line after the big play to Devin Funchess. 4-man rush now from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Waiting. He's got a lot of time in the pocket. Looks over the middle. Little in route. And who else but Devin Funchess once again down to the 35-yard line. And Bomber, Cam Newton's looking good early in this game. Starting out 3 for 3 and relying on Devin Funchess.
Yeah, Devin Funchess seems to be the guy. They're spotlighting DJ Moore, Tampa, and it's not really working out for them right now because Funchess says, hey, I'm number 17 here, but I'm actually number 2 in targets, and I can get it done underneath as well.
On 1st and 10, Cam Newton looking up the seam. Dangerous throw, batted up. Almost caught by about 4 different players and ends up.
Oh, my God, that was a wild play. James
I would like
Gonzalez.
to point out, the game still said Cam Newton was 4 for 4. I'd like to point that out. That was very clearly an incomplete pass. The game still gave him 4 for 4. That's how many players touched the ball. The game was like, somebody had to have caught it. There were at least 5 guys who had an opportunity to catch that, but it is actually incomplete. Gonna bring up a 2nd and 10 for Cam Newton. Once again, spreading it out. 4 wide receivers, dropping back to pass. Only a 4-man rush from the Buccaneers. Waiting, looking, looks deep down the post, and that pass thoroughly out in front of the post route, and a nice job by Masonette, able to come up and bat it away in a big 3rd down now for Carolina, looking not to stall once again as they got inside the 40-yard line.
Yeah, you look at this Carolina Panther team, Cam Newton with that really cool audible that he does in this game, and Porter likes to show out and do it. But you look at this Carolina team, they struggle when they get inside of the 40, inside the 35. You're seeing it right now. He was looking post route the entire way. The zone coverage ended up manning up on that post route, and you had a user kind of blanketing underneath. It just wasn't, it was a cover 1 hole. It just wasn't open. You're running a post route into help defense and man coverage. You got to go elsewhere if you're Carolina. And if you're Cam Newton, you're a veteran. You're going to be a free agent next year. You have to figure this out.
And now Cam Newton on 3rd and 10 in the shotgun. Yep, showing that off. They're going to take a timeout. 4th and 2 on the other side. Washington attempting a field goal to extend it back to a 7-point lead. Ball is down. The kick is up, and it is good. 10-3 the score over there. Bomber Washington really taking advantage of a very aggressive New Orleans defense.
It's very aggressive, and if you just pick it up, and if Allen Ritchie, the rookie quarterback, they say we don't respect him, we're going to send heat at him and see how he reacts. He's doing a fair job right now. He's got 2 drives under his belt, and they scored on both times. One was a touchdown, one was just a field goal. We just saw that. Now, the New Orleans Saints are kind of the same way. They struggle when they get down the field as well. So if you just don't allow the big score over the top play, you get them inside the 40, they really struggle against a condensed field, and we're going to see that happen tonight. It's going to be a glaring issue for this New Orleans Saints offense.
Let's go full screen to this key 3rd down and 10. Cam Newton dropping back, 4-man rush from the Bucs. Looks underneath, completes it, tries to make a man miss. Does make a man miss, but Brian Body Calhoun able to come up and make the play before he can get to the 1st down marker. It's going to bring up a 4th and 3 as Bird did his best, but only 7 yards on the play. Carolina now attempting from the 28-yard line. This one a 45-yard field goal attempt. The kick is up, and it is good right down the middle. 7-6 the score, but Bomber back-to-back drives. Carolina has driven inside the 40-yard line, but they can't put a touchdown on the board.
No, they absolutely can't. You look at this team right now, and you think to yourself, you've had 2 opportunities. You come away with field goals. This team scored once. I think that's why I believe Tampa's going to win this game. They're just a little bit more efficient of getting in the end zone, and Carolina struggles also against that condensed field inside the 35.
On the left side of your screen, Hanson Spoon been doing a nice job at the helm for New Orleans so far this year. He comes out under center, 2 wide receivers, 1 to each side, 1 tight end. On the right side of that formation, 1st and 10 is a handoff. Trying to break over to the right side. He is met immediately, though, and he is down. Only a 1-yard gain on the play for the New Orleans Saints as Smith with the tackle. On 1st and 10, it's going to be Ronald Jones with the carry, trying to spin off a blocker. He'll only pick up 1, but Bomber, it was all Ronald Jones on that big touchdown run, 33 yards out, and that's what this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team sort of lost in that 4-game stretch at the beginning of the season where they didn't win a game. They sort of went away from the rushing attack, trusted Blake Bortles to do a lot of the passing, and it ended up them getting no wins. Since they've gotten back to the rushing attack, though, this Tampa Bay offense is totally different.
Yeah, absolutely. Ronald Jones II is what really makes this team go. We saw him in NBL Season 33 as a rookie. He wasn't that good, and the team wasn't that good. NBL Season 34, he kind of stepped up. He started becoming the guy in this offensive running attack. And the same situation this year. They started 0-4 because he started slow. He really is the engine that makes this offense go. Expect to see more of him as this game progresses.
Deep pass on 3rd and 1. It looks like the Saints picked that up all the way down near the 25-yard line. Hanson Spoon. Bomber, talk about a rookie who has come in and played so well for the New Orleans Saints. They had Tyrod Taylor, the $20 million man. We all know how that turned out. They go and get Hanson Spoon in the draft, and what a breath of fresh air he's been in New Orleans.
Yeah, he's got patience, too, right there. I mean, just waiting on the user to bite on the little double move, goes right back across the middle, and just a nice pitch and catch there for Hanson Spoon. The rookie's looking good.
Ronald Jones picking up the 1st down for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're at the 44-yard line. 25-yard line on the left side of your screen. Hanson Spoon hands it off on 1st and 10. And that's a nice 1st down gain for Ito Smith, the former Atlanta Falcon, into the game because, Bomber, we talked about so many injuries to running backs. Alvin Kamara, one of the casualties, and boy, they miss him, but Ito Smith is a guy that the New Orleans Saints are very big on.
Yeah, they are big enough. They actually kind of float out the rumors of they might not have Alvin Kamara in NBL Season 36. They might let him go. That would be the 4th season in Madden 19. They might say, you know what? It's time just to move on from Alvin Kamara, which would be a big commodity for some teams. It's just an overthrow there on the left side for Hanson Spoon on a deep comeback. Just kind of throws it a little early, and the ball kind of sails on his wide receiver.
Let's go full screen to this game. Washington, New Orleans is Bortles finding Godwin down the field for a nice catch down the 34-yard line, but this is a key 3rd and 3. A big 3rd down play, empty backfield for Hanson Spoon. 5 wide receivers, man coming in motion. Will this be the screen? Will this be one of those fakes? Let's see what happens. Spoon, pump fake, looks to the slant route, and it is not caught, and it's going to go 4th down. Bomber, that's a catch your receiver has to help you out with.
Yeah, they try to get a little tricky right there, run a little Steeler halfback screen fake. As Blake Bortles dropping all the way back on the right side.
How far did he drop back?
Oh,
Is that
man.
16 yards? Yes, it was.
He got sacked at the 50-yard. He's at the 50-yard line now.
Look at this drop back. Ready? He's going. Yep, there he goes. Still going. Looking for anyone. Making it a longer throw. Down he goes.
Just got to be smarter in the pocket. You got to move in the pocket. You can't allow yourself to just drift back, especially with not a lot of field behind you. In the condensed fields, you have to step up in the pocket and change the angle of the throw and shorten the pass not stretch the pass out, because the defensive backs and the safeties are not going to play it the same. Not as much field behind them.
They're facing a big 2nd and 26. Evans out to the left side, Godwin out to the right, O.J. Howard in the slot, and they're going to hit the second quarter. 7-6 Tampa on top, but facing a big 2nd and long. It's a big shout out to Rick Flair just subscribing here on the NBL Network. Appreciate everybody hanging out with us. Happy weekend. It is Friday night, a little Friday night NBL action, as we've got the Washington Redskins and the New Orleans Saints on the left side of your screen, Buccaneers and Panthers on the right side. Here's a run for Perkins over the left side. Not a whole lot there, trying to get to the first down marker, but he'll pick up. While we have a quick break, let's see if this commercial will run. Maybe it will. Sometimes it just XSplit doesn't like me. Good work. Our next NBL Live's coming up on Monday night. That's right, Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, NBL Live. Broadcast 257. You will see Bombers' own Detroit Lions taking on Lips Jacksonville Jaguars in a battle of the commissioners. Also, Chiefs and Dolphins. That's all coming up Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Time, right here on the NBL Network. As we've got 2 fantastic games going on here. 3 NFC South teams in action, and both of these games very close back and forth battles. Big 3rd and 12 on the right side of your screen for Tampa Bay. They got a good chunk of that 2nd and 26 back. 3rd and 12 shotgun formation. Blake Bortles in the shotgun, empty backfield. He'll drop back to pass. Only a 3-man rush from the Carolina Panthers. It's man coverage trying to float it out to Godwin, but not enough touch on that one.
I like that animation. I like that. I like that a lot. Just because. The lob on the right side, we saw the slant. It was open, but if you would have bulleted it, you probably would have been able to get a hand on it. So he lobs it, and it's just a subtly. We haven't seen as many overthrows today either. We've seen, I think that's our second one.
Yeah.
Or I don't call the deep comeback an overthrow on the left screen that we saw. That was thrown too early. Yeah. Right there. That was he just lobbed it up there, just put a little bit too much underneath. His receiver couldn't get out of there, but it was overthrown in an area in which, he just put it too far out there, but it still was away from the defense. I like that. I like seeing inaccuracies like that. That stuff doesn't bother me at all. That stuff is just, it's tough for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but I think they still come away with the field goal there. They had a man open. They lobbed it underneath. He couldn't get underneath the pass. Safe pass. I like the pass from Blake Bortles.
And by the way, that sort of throw is a very tough throw to get the right touch on that out inside the real NFL. That's just an incredibly tough throw. So Cam Newton dropping back, his team down 10-6. Stepping up, looks over to the left side. Davis makes a diving play, can't make it. And that's
almost identical
to
what we just saw. Yeah. And that's why you didn't want to bullet it, because of that. You think the defender's going to get a hand on it. He goes to swat the ball, and he just misses. As Gonzalez able to pick up his first reception of the game, he's been a heavy target. They move Olsen to number 2 tight end. Gonzalez becomes tight end number 1.
The rookie,
and they got a lot of weapons. Yeah.
God, Carolina with another great rookie tight end. 2nd and 12. For the Washington Redskins, Richie post route has a man. It is complete. It's Richardson. 10, 5, touchdown, one-on-one coverage once again, and the Redskins take advantage. Bomber, the Saints are who we thought they were. It's a lot of cover 0 blitzes. They trust these cornerbacks, but at the end of the day, the offensive line for this Washington Redskins team is keeping Richie clean, and Richie puts another one on the money to Richardson as Washington extends their lead. The kick, it's up, it's good. It's an 11-point lead for the Redskins.
And that's the double-edged sword of being that aggressive. They send a lot of heat, and what ends up happening, they block the halfback in the backfield. It allows enough time for the post route to break wide open, and you don't want to press up on Crowder, and we'll be dropping 16 bars about that. Why? As this is going to be a diss track to Cringe this Sunday at the end of the Building the Franchise episode number 4. Don't press up Crowder, and you don't press up Paul Richardson Jr. You just don't do that. In Washington, you got to respect these wide receivers. Nobody respected them in NBL fantasy football. They didn't even get selected till the very end. He's commanding some respect here in Week 10.
2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain for Carolina. Trying to punch it in. Again, they've had 2 drives inside the 40-yard line. They've only gotten 2 field goals at it. 1st and 10 for the Saints. Hanson Spoon play action, trying to lob it out to the right side. It's tight coverage. What a catch in tight coverage, though. That's just the size of the tight end. Able to almost box him out like in basketball. Cam Newton on 2nd and 9. He'll look to the flat. He'll complete it. Inside the 30, look at that, shaking him off. No, thank you. Give me my yards to the 27-yard line. Big 3rd and 4s will go full screen, Carolina and Tampa, as Samaje Perine, the former Washington Redskin, he's got a big catch. Before we go full screen, New Orleans says, hold on, OSU. Wait for me. I'm going to put one over the top to Wilson. It's a touchdown for the Saints. And Bomber, just as we said, the New Orleans Saints getting aggressive defensively. The Redskins gets aggressive defensively, and Hanson Spoon puts the ball on the money. Touchdown Saints. They cut it to a 4-point lead.
Yeah, I don't like the defense right there. I'm looking around and I'm thinking to myself, you're up 17-6. Why so aggressive here defensively? Allow this team to get down the field, play conservative, and once they get inside of the 30, that's when you can kind of get a little aggressive on them because they struggle to make those passes in a condensed field.
Vita Vea, the big man at the defensive tackle position, sniffing out that screen, making a big tackle. And Carolina settles for another field goal. The kick is up. It is good. 10-9 your score, Bomber. Where is this potent Carolina offense that Porter keeps bragging about?
They're putting field goals on the board. They're scoring. I mean, it's still on pace for 18 points. They get another field goal. They're on pace for 24. It'll just be all field goals. And the Washington Redskins are looking and cooking right now.
Darius,
I would assume the New Orleans Saints probably have aggressive tackle on right there. That's how you get that animation, the spin animation often because you're coming in for that computer hit stick.
Darius Geis, Bomber, he appears to have a lot of something. I don't know if juice. He's got the juice, I think.
He's got the JUIs.
Got it. Okay. I'm not cool enough to say that. I can't do that.
The got the JUIs here on NBL Live Broadcast 256.
First and 10 now for the Washington Redskins. 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. For Allen Ritchie under center on first down. It's going to be a run once again for Geis. He's got some room to the 50, trying to make a man miss. Oh, the user's so scared of him. And Darius Geis putting on the move. 7 carries, 84 yards. Bomber, the aggressive Saints defense is getting torn up by this Washington rushing attack.
Absolutely. Right now, the Saints just sending too much heat.
What a throw over the top.
That's
the user out of position. Look at the speed. The burners get turned on, and it's a touchdown for the Bucks. We got scoring all over the place, folks. Look left, look right. You got points on the board as Tampa Bay takes advantage of a user out of position. And what a throw from Blake Bortles, putting some touch on that bad boy. Tampa Bay extends their lead.
Yeah, this is an exciting broadcast here, 256. You look on the left side, a little double move. Here's the issue with Worthington. He was drafted in the second round, rookie wide receiver. He's a little undersized. They were utilizing him just underneath at the beginning of the season. He spoke with the management. He spoke with the offensive coordinator. He said, you got to let me loose down the field. Put me outside on some of these plays. Let me work one-on-one against these cover threes or cover ones. And right there, just a little double move, and speed kills in the NBL. It kills in the NFL. And it's killing tonight on NBL Live broadcast number 256.
All right, I'm afraid to do it, but we're going to go full screen. Left side of your screen, we'll go Washington, New Orleans as Washington inside the red zone to the 16-yard line, but we're going to keep an eye on Carolina and Tampa because Lord knows something may happen over there. It's a 2nd and 7 now for the Washington Redskins. It's going to be a 2 wide receiver set. Crowder out to the left side, Richardson out to the right side. 2 tight ends, 1 on each side of the formation. As Allen Ritchie changing up the play. Welcome to the network, baby. Oh, I thought he caught. There was almost a big play on the other screen, but he didn't miss anything.
Trusting. Imagine the wide receiver, the trust between the quarterback and the wide receiver to throw that ball. A little play action. Here comes the heat. He runs a max protect, so it's 2 wide receivers on the outside. It's cover 1. They got what they want. Just can't make the throw. They can't make the catch, really. That was really a well-placed ball for Cam Newton.
It's a good throw, but he missed out on that. So you guys didn't miss out on anything. I got scared. We cut away, and Carolina was going to score as it's Allen Ritchie, play action pass, waiting, looking. He's got 2 coming after him, looking to the end zone. A diving catch by Paul Richardson at the 1-yard line. Is shout out to Shetson Gray for the follow here on Twitch. But how about Richardson, Bomber, laying out for that one and making a big catch? 1st and goal, Redskins.
Yeah, that was just a nice throw. Great footwork by the 9th overall pick in the NBL Season 35 rookie draft, Allen Ritchie. Man, there's a lot of blitzing going on here. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, New Orleans Saints, they send a lot of heat. And let's see if these 2 teams, the Carolina Panthers and the Washington Redskins, can kind of pick up on it. The Redskins doing a great job. Allen Ritchie seems like he's watched some film. Right now, Cam Newton seems to be struggling against this pressure from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Americans taking down on first downs. We're going to stay full screen on this one. Washington knocking on the door at the 5-yard line. By the way, it's a 3rd and 10 for Carolina, and they do pick it up. Finally, TJ Moore getting a catch to the 41-yard line, but they're going to run a little hurry-up offense. We're going to stay full screen with Washington, New Orleans, as Washington looking to extend this lead against a very aggressive New Orleans team, but a great answer from Hanson Spoon, the deep pass to cut back into the lead. It's Allen Ritchie dropping back on 2nd goal, looking back at the end zone. His feet aren't in bounds, and by the way, wham, bam, thank you, Cam. It is Masonette with the pick.
We talked about the sophomore safety earlier in the pregame to show how great he's been. He was tracking that ball the entire time. Here's the problem. So you saw the seam route go up the field. It looked open initially, and because it looked open initially, Cam says, well, this is my guy, and he sticks with him the whole time. He actually had the underneath get open. Could have probably picked up the 1st down. It would have been close, but Cam goes for the big-time play. Hey, and he goes back to the sideline and say, hey, it's just like a punt. Now go up there and defend.
3rd and goal. Ritchie looking back at the end zone. Has a man. Oh, it's batted away. What a job by the New Orleans defense. Let's show you what Bomber is talking about. Show you that in for the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton waiting, looking. He looks deep down the middle of the field, but really that wasn't going to get anything unless there's a miraculous play. It's picked off by Mason and Bomber. It's a harder play than it looks when you're that deep safety trying to stay over the top and able to make that interception.
Yeah, he did a great job. Mason had arguably one of the top 10 safeties in the NBL right now, just in his sophomore season. He's been phenomenal for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at tracking the ball and making those kind of big plays. He does it quite frequently.
Ooh, that one, just a bit outside for Blake Bortles as we're back to double box action. Left side, it's a one-score game. Right side, it's a one-score game. It's two fantastic matchups here on NBL Live Broadcast 256 here on the NBL Network. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Is it 256? We had 257. I think
it's 256.
Okay,
it's 256.
I second-guessed myself as I said. I was like, 250. Third down and 10 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And this could be a big stop for Carolina because they could get some great field position. Shotgun formation. It's Blake Bortles dropping back. Blitz picked up nicely. Looks over the middle of the field for Mike Evans. Ooh, and nice job by Luke Kuechly meeting Evans right as the ball get there and making sure Evans doesn't come up with a catch. And that's a big stop for Carolina. Bomber. The pick ends up not hurting them. In fact, it may help them as they're going to get some great field position.
Yeah, that was a lead pass up the field that was right on the money. I'm seeing a lot of good throws today from these quarterbacks lead passing. Right there, he has a guy crossing the field, OSU. He sends him upfield to avoid the east and west zones. Tries to split it, but a great zone coverage there for the Carolina Panthers making a play.
That's why Luke Kuechly is one of the best in the game as Carolina will get the ball at the 39-yard line. 3rd and 10 for Hanson. Spoon and the New Orleans Saints on the left side of your screen. It's Spoon in the shotgun, 3 wide receivers, and they're going to run the ball here on 3rd down. That's a big man carrying the ball. I would like to let you know. That was a large man. They're going to go to halftime in that game. It's a one-score affair. Washington on top, but Bomber, no shortage of action in this Redskins-Saints game. Lots of deep passes, a lot of aggressive defense.
Yeah, I gotta just come out here and just ask this question right now. Washington, you know what this team's gonna do. You've already put up 20. You're on pace for 40, but I feel like you're even a better team than this. I think you got to get a little more conservative defensively and continue to up the pace offensively. I think Washington, based upon how the game's been going, they should be up like 28-10 right now. I feel like they've been dominating, but yet they're only up 1 score, and they're allowing New Orleans to kind of hang around.
Carolina and Tampa Bay just hitting the 2-minute warning. New Orleans and Washington in the second half. New Orleans getting the ball to start the second half. They're going to try to run it on 1st down with Ito Smith, and he's going to lose 3 yards on the play. Bomber, this rushing attack just totally different without Alvin Kamara.
Absolutely. And this is a guy they're thinking about letting hit free agency. I just don't see how you can let a 92 overall in his prime 25-year-old Alvin Kamara hit free agency. But I guess you might be strapped for cap. You've made a lot of questionable, suspect kind of moves in the offseason.
Yeah, I mean, here's all I'm saying. How can you think about that? It's the same team that gave $20 million to Tyrod Taylor. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that definitely is under the same breath there.
It does hurt them. 1st and 10 for Carolina. Handoff over the right side. Trying to pick up something. He'll get 8 yards. It's Scott with the carry. And Carolina is facing a 2nd and 2 down. 1:35 and counting. Looking to maybe tie the game up with a touchdown. 1st and 10 for Hanson Spoon. Quick pass. Nice job by the Washington defense getting in the backfield, messing up the timing. Not a whole lot there. Going to bring up a 2nd and 10. 2nd and 2 on the right side of your screen for Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers. He drops back to pass. Blitz bring it by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Lobs it out. It's DJ Moore once again. He makes the catch at the 26-yard line. Cam Newton just trying to command this hurry-up offense, trying to get a touchdown before the half. He's going to stay in this set, and then he's going to switch it up. He's going to put 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right side, 1 over to the left side. He's got Scott on his right hip, and Gonzalez, the tight end, on the right side of that formation. It's Cam Newton dropping back. 4-man rush from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Waiting, looking. The man coverage is good downfield, and Cam, he put it where only his receiver could get a Bomber, and I like that throw. It's low. It's where it's not going to get picked up. Even though it's incomplete, it's just not a turnover.
This is a lot of pressure. You had the user even sitting underneath. You had man coverage on the outside from zone. They matched up very nicely. Came across the field. Cam was trying to throw it into not the tightest window, but definitely a window at that. He was making a throw that he had to be conscious about the fact the user could come underneath and make a pick right there. Cam puts it away from the defense, keeps this drive alive. It's just a 2nd and 10. 1st down, you want to take those risks anyways.
Cam Newton dropping back on 2nd and 10. Looks underneath. He completes it once again. Down to the 21-yard line, 50 seconds and counting. Let's go full screen to Carolina and Tampa Bay with a key 3rd and 5 at the end of the 1st half. as Carolina at the top of this division, currently 6-2 on the season. Tampa Bay started out 0-4. They're back to 4-4, the defending NFC South champions. A win today keeps them alive for the division, as they'll only be a game back of Carolina. But Carolina knows that a win today is a big one over a division rival. 3rd down and 5, shotgun formation for Cam Newton. 3 wide receivers. They're going to run the ball on 3rd down, and Scott gets absolutely bottled up. Bomber, a very conservative play call. And once again, the storyline in this game, Carolina, 4 trips inside the 40. Carolina, if they make this one, as the ball is down, the kick is up, and it is good with 40 seconds left. Carolina, 4 field goals. Where is this offense inside the red zone?
I don't know. Right now, they scored 4 times. Tampa Bay scored 3 times. Tampa has a 5-point lead. It's slowly starting to kind of just separate itself right now, just not being able to get yourself into the end zone. That's the struggles for the Carolina Panthers.
Nice throw by Allen Ritchie over the right side. Washington up by 7. Trying to keep hold of this lead in a back-and-forth affair. Again, appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Spend a little time of your Friday night here with the NBL Network. I'm OSU, your NBL Network director. I'm hanging out with the commissioner of the Madden Bomber League. It is Bomber himself. It is NBL Live. Broadcast 256 here on the NBL Network. On your left side, it is the Redskins and the Saints. On your right side, Carolina and Tampa Bay. 2 live games at once. It's an NBL Live Super Show here on the NBL Network. 1st and 10 for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Blake Bortles at the helm. He's got an empty backfield, 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. He's changing up the play as he surveys the defense. He drops back, only a 4-man rush from Carolina. Good user over the middle. Bortles rolling to the right side. He's got a lot of routes deep, and there's nobody there. The user actually got lost. It took so long, and Bortles going to take a hit. Probably should have gotten rid of that ball a little sooner. On the other side of your screen, you saw Allen Ritchie finding Paul Richardson once again. Bomber, they keep trying. New Orleans trying to one-on-one Paul Richardson, and it is not going well as he's having himself a day.
Yeah, Paul Richardson is one of those receivers we don't talk about much on podcasts. We don't talk about much in pregame, but he gets it done. Him and Jamison Crowder, Josh Dotson, they might be one of the best trios in the NBL that people don't really hear about, as a missed throw there on the right side from Blake Bortles, 5 for 11, $156.
That would have put them at least close to field goal range. Now they're going to have to face 3rd and 10 with 21 seconds remaining in the first half. On your left side, they're already in the 3rd quarter. They're almost done with the 3rd quarter. That's what you get with a lot of rushing on the left side, and a little bit of a staccato game on the right side. Allen Ritchie dropping back on 2nd and long. Looks over the middle of the field. Has a man. It is complete. It is Crowder near the 1st down mark. Looking for Mike Evans. The user jumps that bad boy. Let's see where this return goes. Up past midfield. Up to the 46. And Bomber, that's a mistake. I know a lot of people look at that as, let's take a deep shot and take a chance. But because of the return, Carolina has 2 timeouts. They can make just a little short pass and get into field goal range and cut into that lead more.
Yeah, they still got 2 timeouts. They're going to come out in Wildcat here. They're going to be running the ball. They're looking to get to the 40. Once again, they're settling for the field goal here. They could have taken even a shot down the field with 11 seconds left.
Scott taking the Wildcat, man coming in motion. Scott doesn't hand it off. He keeps it himself. Not a lot of room over there. He breaks 1 tackle down, but see, I just don't like it, Bomber. The Wildcat, not as effective as it has been in years past. They only get 2 yards. They use up a lot of that clock. Now, it's a 61-yard field goal from here, and they still need some yardage to get something. I just don't like the play call.
Yeah, I don't like it either. I'm looking at this team right now. I'm thinking to myself, you had an opportunity to get into field goal range or even take a shot down the sideline. You have DJ Gimme Moore down the sideline. He could be streaking wide open, one-on-one coverage. It's an 80-20 ball. Instead, you go into Wildcat and kind of take everything away from yourself.
See what they do here on 2nd and 8. Coming out, big set. Is that a 3 tight end set? They're going to hand off to the fullback, and he's going to get stuffed.
Conservative. Hey, you've already kicked 4 field goals, and now you're playing for another one, and it's very obvious right now.
61-yard field goal. They're going to go for it. I mean, why not? It's 61 yards out.
That's definitely a long kick. Let's see if he's got the leg here, number 9. This is number 5.
Graham Gano. As the Washington Redskins, they find the end zone. Jordan Reed up the seam. As big shout out to Ice Wallow with the follow here on Twitch. The kick is up. Does it have the leg? No, it doesn't. No. As Washington, by the way, on the left side of the screen, they're going to extend it to a 2-score lead. Jordan Reed with the touchdown. A very methodical drive bomb. We've seen a lot of big plays in that game. That one, that drive very much sort of a dink and dunk, take what you can get, and the Washington Redskins are able to extend the lead. Does New Orleans have enough firepower to come back in this game?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what they're built on, is making big plays. Right now they need a big play, and let's see if they can continue to do that here in this game. Right now only 13 points. They've given up 27, very aggressive defense. My issue is their offense might have enough firepower, but their defense does not know how to bring it back. They don't know how to just kind of let off the gas a little bit and allow this Redskins team to actually have to move the chains down the field rather than getting these big plays.
1st and 10 for Cam Newton and the Carolina Panthers, down 5. Getting the ball to start the second half. He drops back on 1st and 10, looks across the field, completes it. Once again, they've been finding Gonzalez all day long. The speedy tight end picking up a first down to the 47-yard line. Tampa Bay's got to make some defensive adjustments, Bomber. They've got to get somebody quicker on the tight end because they are getting killed by Gonzalez. 3 catches, 54 yards.
Yeah, when you get that post route against cover 1, he makes his way through the robber, through the 1 high, and he's on the left hash, left side of the field by the numbers. You got to get pressure to the quarterback by then. Right now, Cam's just sitting in the pocket, just easy peasy lemon squeezy across the field.
Deep shot for the Saints, just out of the reach, as Cam Newton also misses on the right side. Boy, they had the man double buzz. They had 2 deep routes going, and Hanson Spoon couldn't find him. Now a big 3rd and 10 for the New Orleans Saints. Bomber, is this a must convert for the Saints?
Yeah, I think it is. 3rd and 10, you're down 14 points with $1:23 left. Expect something deep down the field. Washington should be blitzing here and put some pressure on this rookie quarterback, number 16, Hanson Spoon.
Looks up the seam, has a man, but it's well covered. That one, probably not the read they were looking for, and New Orleans is going to have to punt this one away. 1st and 10, Cam Newton rolling out, and it looks like David's going to get to him after a gain of absolutely nothing. Cam Newton avoids a sack and picks up nothing on the play. That's something we haven't seen a whole lot of Cam Newton do this year, Bomber. Using his legs, he has turned much more into a pocket quarterback in Carolina.
Yeah, and I think it might be to just recent injuries. The first 2 seasons in Madden 19, he hasn't been the healthiest of quarterbacks. He even went down a couple games ago at the very beginning. So he hasn't played too well as far as health-wise.
What a catch!
And that was just once again, Cam Newton will trust his receivers and make a throw. He squeezes that in, and now they get that ever so signature Carolina field goal.
The field goal team is out. The kick is up. It is good. Carolina, 5 field goals on the day. They have yet to find the end zone, but they're only down 2 to Tampa Bay. And while we have a quick moment here. Let's see if XSplit will let me do it. Every once in a while, XSplit they get a little mad when I try to play videos. There we go. This Monday, coming up, it is NBL Live Broadcast 257. Boy, do we have 2 great matchups, another super show. The marquee matchup, it is a battle of the commissioners as the Detroit Lions and the Jacksonville Jaguars face off 9 o'clock Eastern time. Also, Chiefs and Dolphins. Another big-time AFC matchup. Broadcast 257 Monday, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Right here on the NBL Network. As both these teams... with the lead, they both have the ball as K'Wan Short goes down once again. He had a bruised rib earlier, came back into the game. Now going out once again. We'll see what the injury is for him as it's Allen Ritchie dropping back. Allen Ritchie just rolled into that sack. Nobody blocked Elder on the left side, Bomber, and Elder almost walked his way into a sack.
Yeah, a little slot blitz. I mean, at this point, you have to kind of recognize what's going on here. Guys coming off the edge and blitzing right there. For some reason that guy decided he was going to blitz. Got to recognize that. The Saints have been doing that the entire game. It's just a lot of blitzes, a lot of edge heat. That's why a couple plays before they were able just to swing it to their halfback and pick up 12.
Carolina able to force Tampa Bay into a 3rd and 12. Let's see if the defense can get off the field. It's a 3rd down on the other side as well. 2 big 3rd downs as Washington New Orleans have moved into the 4th quarter. New Orleans going to need to stop and need to get some points on the board as they only got 6 minutes to go in the game. Dual action, double box, left side, Allen Ritchie in the shotgun, taking the snap, dropping back, only a 3-man rush from the New Orleans Saints. He steps up, he's got all the time in the world, and he's going to put the ball on the ground, actually. Washington's going to recover it, but New Orleans gets the stop they needed. Carolina is going to jump on 3rd down to cut it from a 3rd and 12 to a 3rd and 7. Bomber, a huge mistake for the Carolina Panthers.
Hey, you don't want to give Blake Bortles an easier 3rd down conversion. 3rd and 12 is tough for him. He's not good on 3rd and long. In fact, he's one of the worst. He ranks 26th among starting quarterbacks in 3rd and 10 or longer. Let's see if this 3rd and 7 can kind of boost this offense and give him a little bit more confidence and a little bit more options. He doesn't have to go so far down the field.
Blitz brought, it's cover 0 blitz, and Blake Bortles finds Godwin over the middle. You like the call getting aggressive on 3rd down from the Panthers?
No, I don't like it at all. I think you had to make Blake Bortles work. You have to make him think right there. It's just too easy. He comes from a tight set. He's got a quick out. He's got a slant coming across the field. I mean, even a cover 1 robber probably would have been better because at least the middle of the field wouldn't have been instantly open, and maybe the pressure could have got to the quarterback.
Empty backfield for Hanson Spoon and the New Orleans Saints, dropping back to pass, waiting, looking. He's got a lot of time, looks underneath, floats it out there to the 40, near the 1st down marker. First and 10 for the, oh man, there's your opportunity, and I think that's Shaq Thompson just straight up dropped the pick, looking for the post route. The user was underneath, and Thompson couldn't get those big old mitts around. It's going to bring up a second and 10 for Tampa Bay. Carolina definitely in a much better position, though. They've got plenty of time. New Orleans needs something, and something quick, as they're running out of clock, 5-10 and counting in the game, second and inches. Shotgun formation for Hanson Spoon as he drops back to pass. Only a three-man rush. Looks over to the right side, has a man. It is complete. Bomber, I am impressed by Hanson Spoon's patience. He is very willing to sit back in the pocket and wait for the routes to develop.
Yeah, absolutely. Hanson Spoon's playing a little bit better than a rookie right now. Definitely has the patience in the pocket to make the throws. And with such a high-octane, vertical-driven offense, you need him to be cool, calm, and collective. And he's been that as a rookie so far, number 16 under center. Broadcast number 256 right now, OSU. We're approaching 300 range.
Oh, looking for Michael Thomas. We're getting there. We're getting there, folks. We appreciate all the support from everybody, whether you follow, subscribe, or just tune in each and every night. We appreciate everybody out there who helps out the NBL network. Now a 3rd and 10 for Tampa Bay. Carolina looking to get off the field. Shotgun formation for Blake Bortles. He's got 3 wide receivers to the right, 1 over to the left side. Hanson Spoon on the left side of your screen. On 2nd and 10, steps up. He's going to take off. He'll pick up 2 with the scramble, bring up a 3rd and 8 that the New Orleans Saints need desperately. Tampa Bay's going to take a timeout. They looked completely lost and confused out there. But let's look on the left side of the screen, Bomber. New Orleans, they're down 2 scores. They have a 3rd and 8. Hanson Spoon's going to have to come up with a big play to stay in this game.
Yeah, he's got to elaborate some kind of a master plan right now. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it because they're kind of waiting and they're kind of playing some drop coverage here. But he's got to get over top of this defense.
And he is dropping back on 3rd and 8, steps up and throws it right to the user. That should be going the other way. That was a horrible read. On the other side of the screen, you saw Carolina running that Tampa too. Mike Evans just running a simple fly route down the left side, and he gets open, and Tampa Bay has had a couple 3rd downs, and unlike the New Orleans Saints who've been unable to convert, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Bomber, I've been impressed. They've been able to convert some key 3rd downs here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, they have. That was just too easy. Just first read is what he's looking at. He waits on it. Bortles makes the throw. I think we've seen him make about 3 kind of bad throws today. None have been picked off on the errant throw, so good for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But right now, a field goal might do it because that's going to put you up 2 field goals, which is all Carolina's been able to score. A touchdown definitely might seal this game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Let's go full screen, 4th and 8. Dropping back is Hanson Spoon. Spoon looks over the middle of the field. He has a man who hangs onto the ball through the big hit. It's a 4th down conversion for Hanson Spoon. He's got the shady visor on. He's able to find his receiver. What a throw. What a conversion from the rookie quarterback.
Yeah, just a little 4 verticals there. Verticals concept trying to get down the field. And looking for an opportunity over the middle of the field. I thought he was going to take the shot on the little peel route in the inside slot on the right side. He didn't do it. Went back across the field. Made the right throw.
You can see a tendency developing from the New Orleans Saints. It is a lot of deep routes that are taking too long to develop, and Hanson Spoon's getting hit in the backfield now as pause on the left side, so we'll go full screen right side. As we've got Carolina and Tampa Bay. Tampa a 2nd and 3. Dropping back is Blake Bortles. 4-man rush from the Panthers. Looks over the middle. Looks for Godwin. Oh Godwin caught that!
Picked?
What?
Oh my dude, he had the comeback route on the left side, on the right side, excuse me. Just a little curl, little 10-yard curl to the right side. He had him. He hesitated on it, didn't throw it, went back across the middle of the field, which was completely blanketed, covered. What was Blake Bortles looking at there? I mean, easily I can count probably 6 suspect throws from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Carolina just seems to be just a little unlucky today, and they got a whole lot of field goals. That's the reason why they're down.
1st and goal as we'll stay full screen on this game. It is Blake Bortles under center, 2 tight ends as Braid's going to go in motion. From the left to the right, got to expect a steady dose of Ronald Jones down here. 1st and goal, handoff to Jones. Bounces it outside. Can he get to the corner? He can! He's going to walk into the end zone. Ronald Jones, 2 touchdowns on the day as he has orange justice. He's just Fortniting in the end zone at this point. And Tampa Bay goes up by a full score. And with an extra point here, they're going to be up 2 scores. Bomber, Carolina is in trouble.
Yeah, this is a must-win for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're sitting at 4-4 on the season, while the Carolina Panthers are at 6-2. This win tonight, if they win tonight, they go to 5-4. Carolina goes to 6-3. That's when things get really interesting. Tampa started 0-4. This would be a 5-game winning streak for this team, and I'm excited to see if they can get it done and really have this magical comeback here in NBL Season 35.
Back in formation for Hanson Spoon, 2nd and 10. They're going to run the ball on 2nd down, handing it off to Ito Smith. Not a whole lot there, maybe getting a yard or 2. They'll give him 2 and set up a 3rd and 8. And I mean, that's a very conservative play call from a team that's down 2 scores.
Yeah, it is. Right now, it's just not surprising, though. The New Orleans Saints are just a little hesitant and confused And like I said, in condensed coverages, inside the 40, inside the 35, this team really loses its identity completely. They can't run the ball, and they're just trying to get over top of the defense. Watch Michael Thomas on the left side. Maybe he's on a streak here.
Looking to the right side on the corner out. That ball, that was a tough route to complete as it was. Out route on the left side for Cam Newton. That one double covered. I don't know if that was the read I would have done. Big 4th and 8 for New Orleans. Let's go full screen to that one and watch and see if Hanson Spoon come up with another 4th down conversion.
And second one of the game. The first one they completed, made a tough catch. It was from the left to the right. I believe it was a slant. Finds his man. He got hit, and that's what kept this drive alive. But time is ticking now. 4th and 8. You got to get in the end zone if you're the New Orleans Saints. You got a high-octane offense. You got Michael Thomas. You got some speed. Let's see if you can get down the field.
Play action pass for Hanson Spoon. Looks up the middle of the field. Completes it down to the 13-yard line. Maybe they should just in his headset tell Hanson Spoon it's 4th down. Because he appears to be as good as he can be on 4th down.
Every single one of those routes was running to the one single high safety. I don't know what the reasoning behind this. You see one high, you got to think everything's going to the middle of the field. That's probably not the best idea. He throws it anyways, and a receiver comes up with a big-time catch.
We're going to stay full screen on Washington, New Orleans, as New Orleans driving down to the 5-yard line now after that 8-yard completion. Cam Newton, by the way, just got clobbered, and the Panthers are going to have to punt it away, and they're in real trouble now as they're down 9 with 1:14 to go in the third quarter. And they just don't look there's no rhythm offensively. And we've seen them struggle inside the 40-yard line. They struggled there from the other side of the field. Hanson Spoon on 2nd and 2. Rolling out. He's going to take off. He's going to try to make a man's play. Dives for the end zone. Doesn't quite get there. Lucky he held on to the ball. But Bomber, you got to love that guts from the rookie Hanson Spoon.
Yeah, Hanson Spoon is leaving it all on the table right now. He knows how important this game is to the future of this team's playoff hopes. Right now, the New Orleans Saints are riding behind this guy's arm, and he hasn't delivered. He hasn't been able to get them into the end zone in the second half. Hanson Spoon's got to come up big on this play.
What a throw there. What a read seeing Ito Smith coming out of the backfield. Washington didn't have anybody on the halfback, and that's an easy walk-in touchdown for Ito Smith. The New Orleans Saints stay in business. As you missed it on the other screen, but Ronald Jones just spun backwards and lost 10 yards on just a simple pitch play. As it's going to be 27-20 Washington on top, Bomber, but the Saints have life.
And the New Orleans Saints are led by number 16, Hanson Spoon, Penn State University. He was the 13th pick in the NBL season.
The Penn State University.
The Penn State. I'm sorry, Hop. I've got to put the on everything. In the Penn State, the Ohio State. 13th overall pick in NBL season 35. A lot of people question that pick. 87 throw power. He kind of lacked the arm strength needed in the NBL. 22 years old. He had a successful career at Penn State. Lip knows all about him, but now he's a New Orleans Saint, and he hasn't been playing too bad. He's got a QBR of 89.6, and for a rookie, 12 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, still learning the system, throwing a very high 66% completion. I've been impressed with him so far in his rookie season.
A nice throw underneath to Crowder, and Washington picks up a quick first down. That's going to get him to the 2-minute warning, and this is where New Orleans has struggled, Bomber. The Washington Redskins have moved the ball at will. Now with 2 minutes to go, you can see the Washington Redskins, they're not going to get conservative. They're still going to use their weapons and try to pick up these first downs as they will hit the 2-minute warning. And New Orleans is in trouble. They need a big stand from their defense.
Yeah, they do, and they need a defense to come up with turnovers. That's what we talked about earlier in this game. They send a lot of pressure, and they get turnovers. That's what they do. We haven't seen any tonight, and without them, the offense has struggled. The defense has given up a lot of big plays. It's time for them to find their identity once again. 1st and 10, 2-minute warning. They do have all 3 timeouts, but a first down will pretty much put it in the bag for the Washington Redskins.
A 2nd and 30 for Blake Bortles. And, what a play by Luke Kuechly. By the way, Jameson Crowder just picked up a first down. It's a big shout-out to Darth Ben with the sub. As it's going to be a timeout for New Orleans. And that throw right there, Bomber, that
was
might
a gifted sub from Sclam Scriber. He just hit 31.
I'm sorry, I forgot
Gifted.
Darth Ben's not old enough to have any money.
Yes.
That's my bad. Totally on me.
If he can subscribe with a gift card, maybe that he gets for Christmas. I don't know if he even has a debit card yet.
Darth Ben, if you want to mail us your allowance, I'll give you our address and you can send cash. Handoff on first down. Second timeout taken by the New Orleans Saints. They are in trouble. Blake Bortles looking to pick up a 3rd and 30. Looking deep down the field. Has Mike Evans. It's batted out of his hands. Almost picked off.
It was wide open. The wheel for the halfback was wide open. And I know sometimes it's not the read you ever make, but he put the halfback on a wheel, and it was wide open. I thought that's where he was going. Instead, Bortles turns his head to the left and forces the throw down the field. There's still a lot of time in this game. Much different from the Saints-Washington game.
Yeah. Carolina is going to get the ball back. They need to find a way to put a touchdown on the board as a nice tackle by Bell. He's the only one out on the left side, and he's able to make the sure tackle at the 33-yard line. So we'll get to see this Carolina offense that just hasn't looked right all day. 3rd and 12, New Orleans out of timeouts. Will the Washington Redskins just try to run the ball? It looks like they're going to throw for the first down, as they've got a 3 wide receiver set, 2 over to the left side, 1 over to the right side. That's Paul Richardson, who's had an absolute fantastic day for the Washington Redskins. 3-man rush from the New Orleans Saints on 3rd and 12. They need a stop here. Steps up, throws it. It's picked off. It's going the other way for the Saints. He's up past the 40-yard line. Going to be taken down to the 42. And Bomber, that is not what Washington wanted to do, because they might have had an opportunity to kick a field goal and put it out of reach. That one's a mistake by the Washington
Redskins. Run the
Redskins.
ball there, maybe pick up 3 and then go for the field goal right there. The 9th overall pick, Allen Ritchie, the rookie quarterback, doing what rookies do and just making a bad throw right there in a key moment. Saints come away with the big play.
That's a big play. Minute 40 to go. They have no timeouts. They need a touchdown to tie it up. As Cam Newton, 2nd and 10, throws that ball away as he was facing the pressure. But we've got a big drive here on your left side of the screen. No timeouts. Minute 40 to go. Can Hanson Spoon lead another magical drive as he drops back to pass on 1st and 10? Looks out to the flat. Has a man. It's Ito Smith. Cuts it upfield. Didn't look like he got out of bounds. They're going to have to hurry it up, and that's a mistake by Ito Smith. You got to step out of bounds. Those extra 2 yards, Bomber, just aren't worth it.
Yeah, how many times do you really see that pay dividends when a receiver or a halfback or someone catching the ball stays in bounds to pick up an extra 2 or even go to the house? It rarely ever works. Maybe only in the case of Stephon Diggs with the Vikings, but even then he just kind of stumbled into that one.
3rd and 8. Carolina doesn't pick it up on the right side of your screen. They're going to have a 4th and 1. Cam's going to hurry them back to the line, try to pick up a big 4th down as they are in the 4th quarter. They can start to go for it here. Shotgun formation. By the way, on the left side, it's going to be a 3rd and 4 for the Saints. Cam's going to get sacked on 4th down. Noah Spence once again. This defensive line has wreaked havoc across the Carolina Panthers, and Tampa Bay in control. 3rd and 4 for the New Orleans Saints on the left side of your screen. Hanson Spoon dropping back. Blitz. Picked up nicely, looks over, picks up the 1st down inside the 40, and he's going to get out of bounds at the 37-yard line, stopping the clock. What a job. What a throw by Hanson Spoon. A great read, knowing he didn't have to get it all in one go.
Absolutely, just a
Speaking
great
of getting
pitch
it all
and
in one
catch.
go, trying to find Worthington once again.
Oh, man, looking for the rookie
quick.
Worthington.
He's
2nd-round pick. He's all speed. It's all speed with that kid. We knew it coming out. He was blazing as a rookie at the Combine. He was a phenomenal athlete. Just a little undersized.
Deep pass left side, has a man, it's Michael Thomas to the 8-yard line. Bomber, we haven't called Michael Thomas's name hardly all game, and he comes up with a big catch. And what is Washington doing, running a cover 2 hard flat when they're that far away from the goal line?
Yeah, it really doesn't make any sense right now. I guess they were trying to take away the underneath, but I'd even probably run a cover 3 if I was going to do that. Just I didn't want to give up too much. Almost a face mask on the left side of the field on Ito Smith. I don't know about that tackle right there on number 94, but nothing called there. 2nd and goal with 45 seconds left in this game. We still got a quarter left in the Tampa Bay Carolina game.
We're going to stay full screen on this Washington-New Orleans game, but the Buccaneers are in the red zone, and they're going to be facing a 2nd and goal. Shotgun formation for Hanson Spoon. They need a touchdown to tie it up. Spoon steps up. Spoon takes off. Spoon puts the ball on the ground. It's recovered by the Redskins. Oh, Hanson Spoon trying to make the man play once again, and this time it bites him in the behind as he drives for the end zone. The ball comes out, and the Redskins defense gets the stop when they needed it. Bomber, a gutsy play by Hanson Spoon, but that's why you don't make the dive as a quarterback.
Yeah, you got away with it earlier. You went back to the well. It didn't work out for you very well. And speaking of dives,
Mike Evans
dive, on the right side, just a beautiful dive into the end zone. Touchdown for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And that game's essentially, you're going to see another incoming interception here for Cam Newton.
As Washington and New Orleans is going to go final. 27-20 the final score in that game.
BTF Washington Redskins still alive for that playoff hunt. I haven't covered a non-playoff team yet. And the Redskins are, they're right in that wild card little race right there. They're even still in the divisional race, even though the undefeated Dallas Cowboys, I don't think anybody's going to catch them. Cringe is also coming up from behind, pause. And he's looking good right now.
As that kicks can go out of the back of the end zone. We'll stay full screen with Carolina and Tampa Bay until the completion or until we decide to leave, because it could get ugly, folks. But, Bomber, I know the Redskins a huge win, but how about the performance of Hanson Spoon? What a job by the rookie quarterback under the bright lights, leading that comeback and coming up just a yard short.
Oh, it's tough. Right there, that rookie just drove him down the field. He looked good. They came back. They were down 2 scores. He scored on the last one. He got them into range, and then just a simple. This is not the first time this team has been stopped on the 1-yard line. When they played the Detroit Lions in NBL Season 33 playoffs, that's where their season ended, at the 1-yard line. So, I mean, this is starting to become a storyline in New Orleans. They just seem to come up just a yard short quite often.
Our very own Bleach Report insider, Colonel Sanders 94, saying second time this season a team lost inside the 1 by a quarterback fumble. The Jets lost in week 1 in similar fashion. Did he just report on his own team? Was that?
Yeah, quite the insider there.
An insider. I remember when I played like that. 3rd and 16 for Cam Newton. The Panthers up the seam. Has a man. Why did he juke? Why did he juke? What was he doing? Well, it's a big pass. They're down to midfield, and we know what this is. This is Cam Newton field goal zone for the Carolina Panthers. 1st and 10, empty backfield once again for Wham Bam. Thank you, Cam. Man coming in motion. Looks like a little jet sweep action. If he cut it inside, I think he's still running. Instead, he just stays outside. And, well, Bomber, this Carolina team, you said from the beginning, there have been a lot of people questioning how real this Carolina team is. They faced an incredibly soft schedule early. Their wins have been over sub 500 and some winless teams. Their losses have been against the only 500 teams they've faced. And now they're facing another team that's at 500, and they're primed to lose it again. They just seem to be real good as there's that pick. There it is, Quan Alexander. You got Cam Newton?
Yeah, Cam Newton's my fantasy quarterback right there, and he decides, you know what, I'm going to throw a little pick on here, get you some negative points this week. It's a struggle right now.
Colonel Sanders 94 says, I'm not affiliated with the NBL Jets. Whatever you say. Whatever you say. Unisolated in the chat saying, hashtag more overrated, hashtag Panthers overrated. I don't know about DJ Moore. He is just an impressive player, but I think the Panthers, I mean...
If anything, DJ Moore will turn into what Odell is in the NFL right now, in the sense of we still know the talent's there, and if the production isn't there, it's often due to the inaccuracies at the quarterback position or the inability to keep the quarterback upright because the pressure's been getting to Cam nearly the entire game.
Well, let's look at the Panthers' schedule. They are at 6-2, primed to go 6-3 at this point. As well, they get some help with a fumble. It's gonna be picked up by the Panthers. They have still a little bit of life as they're only down 2 scores. Kiwan short with the recovery. Their wins have been over the 3-6 Raiders, the 0-9 Chargers, the 2-7 Vikings, the 3-6 Packers, the 3-6 49ers, and the 1-8 Eagles. Their losses: the 3-5 Falcons, and the 7-2 Bears. And what is primed to be his big
now the 5-4 Buccaneers.
Yeah. So Bomber, but once again in the NFC South, you see the team who finished in last place the year before having a strong season, baby. Because the bottom of the NFC is very beatable for these teams that are sort of middle of the road teams.
Yeah, it's a favorable schedule for the Panthers as Cam's trying to throw another interception for me here.
Welcome to the network,
2 interceptions, 231 yards. If you can just kind of get a touchdown here, that would be kind of nice. Even for morality reasons for the Carolina Panthers. If they do score and they get a 2-point conversion, it still is just a 2-possession game, 16 points. I don't see it happening. They haven't scored a touchdown all game. They've scored 5 times for 15 points. That is just inconsistent inside the red zone for the Carolina Panthers. They just keep coming up short.
The Gov just gifted 5 subs to the community.
Welcome to the network, baby.
As Gov gives one to October, the Clutch Jr., Jay Ports, October, and Shutston Gray. Shout out to the Gov. He's gifted 16. He's like the AAA Sclamscriber.
He's the Clyde Drexler to Sclam subscribers. Club, blah blah. Whatever. What is it called again?
Sclamscriber.
Sclam. Okay, Straseljic. How do we?
Straseljic. It's Kansas City quarterback. 4th and 4 now for the Carolina Panthers.
Chiefs QB is what it is, boy. And how do you pronounce this stuff so easily?
Why do you call me boy? 4th and 4, empty backfield.
Because every time I struggle with the word, you're like, yeah, Straseljic. And I was like, oh,
Straseljic. Shut up. I hate this guy.
I'm like, Straseljic.
Cam Newton looking cool as he looks cool doing the audible, and then they get a false start.
Was it the delay of game or false start?
No, false start.
Oh, okay.
2-1 to go. It is only a 2-score game, so if Carolina finds a way to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, they do have all 3 timeouts. Cam Newton, empty backfield bunch, 3 to the right side, 2 over to the left side. The user Stewart in man coverage on the left side, looks over the middle of the field. He threw to the wrong guy.
Oh, did he get it?
DJ Moore. Did he get it? Nope. No, he did not.
Yeah, he
No,
did. He got
did.
the ball
He got
still.
it. Wow.
Huh.
That was the
Thanks,
wrong
Cam might
throw because I don't know if you saw the tight end. He was all open.
Irony. A little irony about the governor giving away some subscribers. He gave it away October. Gray 634. Jay Ports got one. October got one. And he gave it to the Clutch Jr., which is the exact opposite of
Porter?
what? No, it's the exact opposite of what Gov has been. He's
got it.
Always gets down at the 1 yard line and loses. So that's like the epitome of what not being clutch is, right? And that's the irony of the gifts. But we appreciate it, Gov. A great job. It was a great game you played today. Just came up short. Cam, no,
was that dive necessary?
Fantasy points. And now they got to go for 2. You see that dive by Cam? Cam's got a lot of nice motion capture.
All right, settle down on your
stuff.
fantasy team, boy. 2-point conversion for the Carolina Panthers.
Sklam, Scriber, Straseljic.
James Straseljic, 2-point conversion. Cam Newton dropping back, 4-man rush from the Bucks. He could just run for it.
Halfback watch.
Oh, he's got he's just gonna run it in.
More points for Cam Newton. He's turning into a fantasy positive here in this last minute. They're going to kick it off regular. Oh, no, they're going for the onside. Okay.
I don't know if I'd do that. You got 3 timeouts. Any points from Tampa hurts you.
Ask Draco what he would do in the chat. Draco would 100% just kick it off regular. He never is going to give you an opportunity to get a field goal if you gain 5 yards and don't pick up the first down.
Big Dad Mel in the chat saying, so you're saying there's a chance. Can you even see what's going on? This camera angle is...
Oh, that's a first. Kicked it out of bounds. Now somebody clipped that. The craziest. Well, it wasn't an onside, so that's a good thing. I guess he kind of did kick it off. Got the penalty. They're going to start at the 39. So there you go. OSU was a regular kickoff. Still there?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you go there regular. You probably switch to onside, and then he switched it back to regular, and that's what it did. And then he couldn't see his thing, and he just kicked it out of bounds.
10 out of 10 would watch again. That was amazing. I loved it. Well,
yeah, that was,
got 3 timeouts.
I thought it was still going to be an onside, and I was thinking to myself, oh, no, he's going to get the first down on the first carry. All that for that, as Carolina calls timeout. Hey, they're still technically alive. I mean, you're going to knock off another 40 seconds off this. So they could get the ball back with technically 50 seconds if they do get a stop here.
My favorite part of that wasn't the fact that he couldn't see it. My favorite part wasn't the fact that it went out. My favorite part was the fact that he was like 84 yards past the field goal.
Yeah,
past the ball,
but
nailed
here's
it.
The better
Booted
part. Here's the better part is that it wasn't even as the user just gets picked apart there. It wasn't even a onside. That's the part that threw me for a loop. The ball starts floating in the air. I'm like, what the hell kind of onside is this?
I just love the kicker was a good 10 yards past the onside formation.
Imagine the benefit you could have if you could kick it onside.
Porter just came into the chat and said, "Ugh, I suck." We know.
Hey, imagine the benefit you could have if you could kick an onside and the kicker can be one of the fielders in the play and he's already 10 yards past where he's supposed to be.
Here's the only question that you got to think about: the what ifs for Carolina Bomber. 5 field goals, all no touchdowns until that last drive. You get 1 or 2
and a couple
of those
situations at the end of the half they could have had a field goal, and they were in field goal range a couple times where they just kind of got sacked or they didn't pick up a yard or 2 running it, and they pushed themselves out of field goal.
Porter is right now blaming Rex Dixon in the chat for the onside kick. A guy who not only doesn't work at EA, but Rex Dixon didn't make you kick 5 field goals inside the 40-yard line, Sparky. Nice try. Don't come in here and blame them.
And
nice
Rex
try.
Dixon didn't make you come out in regular field goal and audible to onside knowing the entire time you're going to onside. That's why I hate audibling to onside because the camera gets messed up. It's kind of like in 2K if you're at the free throw line. I've noticed I've been playing 2K late at night. If you shoot a free throw and then you call timeout on your second free throw, sometimes I come back and the camera's just staring at the coach, and I got to shoot my free throw. just
like, I got nothing.
Yeah, so if you just do like weird things throughout the game, it seems like the camera angle kind of messes up, and that's definitely one of them in Madden. If you switch to an onside kick, especially if you know you're going to go onside, just choose the onside. But Porter was probably smashing A so much, he just went into the thing and goes, oh, crap, decided to go onside.
Let's start with, can you imagine if the camera was on the coach, he had to shoot a free throw with Markelle Fultz? Like, it'd be game over. Like, just get a... But, let's check in, by the way, on the Bleacher Report NBL Live Pick'em. So, Timbo
Where are the
goes.
stats at for that?
Timbo goes with the Saints and the Panthers, so he will move to 0-3 on the year. With
Hey, that's
Pickens.
what. Hey, just to be different doesn't necessarily always get you far when you're picking teams in the NBL. You know, I mean,
And in fairness to Porter, you can't spell Porter without pot, and he is usually under the influence of something. So that was a great onside kick, though. 10 out of 10. One of my favorite moments. But
gonna go to the onside kick or no? Is that what he's looking for?
I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what's happening.
Looking at
I'm
some
just
highlights
waiting
here.
for him to blame somebody else who doesn't work at EA.
Oh no, this is Jamie's stream. I'm sorry.
It is, yes.
Okay.
We all know the reason whose fault that was. I 100% blame Bethesda Studios for that kick because they also don't work at EA and had nothing to do with that onside kick. So I blame Lip as well. And who else can we blame for Porter's onside kicks? Get what's going on Monday night. Will this video? I'm just praying. Please play. Yeah, it played. Monday night is our next NBL Live broadcast number 257. And boy, do we have a great matchup. The Detroit Lions taking on the Jacksonville Jaguars, a battle of the commissioners. Also, we will have the Chiefs and the Dolphins, another great AFC matchup. It's all coming up Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time, right here on the NBL Network. Bomber, heading into the weekend, 2 great matchups on NBL Live. We got more coming up on Monday, but what do we have on tap here on the network this weekend?
We got Building the Franchise episode number 4 of the Washington Redskins. That's going to be this Sunday night. You're going to want to check that out. It'll be on youtube.com/Madden Bomber League. If you haven't caught up in the last 3 episodes, this team's rocking and rolling. You just saw them tonight come away with a big victory over the New Orleans Saints, where Darius Geis went 9 carries for 82 yards. Jamison Crowder, 5 catches, $123. Paul Richardson Jr., 6 catches, 94 yards, and 289 yards and 3 touchdowns from our 9th overall rookie quarterback, Allen Ritchie. Things are starting to get tight down the stretch. Let's see if the Washington Redskins can keep the momentum going. Episode number 4 is going to be Sunday night, youtube.com/Madden Bomber League.
You know what time that's going off at?
It'll be somewhere between 7 and 9 p.m., I would assume, on Sunday.
Yeah, you can give us a follow on Twitter at Bomber League at NBL Network. You'll find all the information there. And don't forget Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time for NBL Live broadcast 257. We are going to get out of here. Have a wonderful weekend, folks. For my co-host Bomber, I am OSU. Once again, thanks so much for tuning into NBL Live. We will see you for Building the Franchise over on YouTube on Sunday and on Monday night, 9 o'clock Eastern, right here on NBL Live.